And then we have again Tinubu meets APC NWC National Assembly members over 10th legislature leadership. With this rider, ex-lawmakers warn against interference in selection of principal officers, caution against zoning position alongside executive officers, and the president-elect to inaugurate flyover court building in Rivers. And then I move straight to the Punch newspaper for this morning. Sudan conflict. Students lament slow evacuation. Federal government to pay $1.2 million. And that headline has these following writers. Only 15 out of 40 buses were ready on Wednesday. Conveyed 750 students. Minister says cost covers 9 hours journey security from Sudan to Cairo. Obi attacks Heineck for defending Tinubu. Article claims a victory. Cash scarcity cripples the Nigerian economy. That's coming from the UN. Tinubu speaker aspirants meet on zoning behind closed doors. And then on the bottom strip of the Punch newspaper, you have those 4,000 trucks to visit Lekki Port daily. That's coming from the TTP. Lagos State government demolishes illegal buildings on Banana Island. Police arraign Lagos spare part dealer for assaulting housewife. And then on the front page of the Punch newspaper, you have the pictures of Nigerians stranded in Sudan as they have been arranged to return back home with the buses. I think this will make Timtope and a lot of Nigerians happy this morning. And then the last paper for this morning is the Guardian newspaper. Subsidy remover, marketers in limbo over implementation. $15.1 billion forex demand for fuel importation, and then you have court strikeouts, EFCC suits against Kogi Governor Yahya Bello over asset forfeiture. I am unincubated by scandals. Article replies Tinubu's serial user jab, and then we have uncertainty trace emergence of new Alafin. Death, delay, frustration on Lagos Ibadan endless road repair. And so those are the headlines for this morning. We quickly go straight into the analysis for this morning. I will be starting from home, and that is the issue of the new Alafin. Timtope, what is your take on this? Quite a lot of things seems to be delaying the. Lagos State government can tell us in the recent what happened, but the show of Obumosho, we are still expecting the Oba elect for that position. Oyo Alafin, we are still expecting the Alafin to be declared. But yesterday, there were a lot of news going around that a particular prince had been picked from the Bade Geshi ruling house as the Oba elect, and virtually all the bloggers picked that story.
And later
it was refuted.
Yes. So I think a lot is happening behind the scene as regards the selection of the new Alafin. Traditionally, we know that in those days, it used to be the work of Oyomesi.
Oyomesi, yes.
And all these divine traditionalists to come in, consult the oracle, and we have an Oba. But politics and other things are coming into play. The role of the interference of the executive arms, which we cannot blame, going by our constitution, and really change that process. And I think it's part of factors affecting, because this is not the first time we've been seeing a particular name. This is another name. Yesterday, the name in circulation yesterday was different from two previous ones that we've seen in circulation. So we don't really know what is going on behind, what's affecting, and it's taking too long because I didn't mean
it's over a year now that
demise of
Adeyemi. Yes, Lamidi, I can't remember.
Adeyemi. Yes, Alafi. So a very strategic town like Oyo, owing to its role in the history and the culture of the Yoruba heritage, I don't think it should be this prolonged. So, but because government have a role, I think Oyo State government really needs to come in and encourage those involved, parties involved, to get this resolved on time, and we have a judicial a harbor for that throne. It's taking too long. The same thing happened in Ogbomoso.
Yes.
Up to now, we are not yet sure of who is becoming the next Ogbomoso, and
it's also over a year.
It's over a year. It's over a year. So these are issues that I think Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy really need to wake up to their responsibility, liaise with appropriate traditional authorities and families involved, and let's get someone so that vacuum will be filled on time. It's taking too long.
The particular prince that was,
and that's one good thing. Sorry to interrupt. That's one good thing about Ibadan Obashi.
You already know the next
and I think maybe at this juncture, it's just that the peculiarity of environment.
Yes.
We cannot say other cities or other traditional towns in the city should follow to Ibadan style. But really, I didn't mean such had happened in Ibadan. Within a week or, in fact, immediately. In fact, the only lose immediately. One is going and they only know where next to go.
Of course, they already know. And the celebration starts from that family.
Immediately. Why some are mourning, the other are jubilating. That's one very good thing about Ibadan or kingship. But we know the peculiarity of Oyo. And because of that same peculiarity, we think the Afobajes, the Oyomesi, the Afobajes and the families involved, plus the state government, through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy, should please expedite action. It's taking too long. And Yoruba, we have the opinion, Toro Bashin Penlexi, a lot of things intrigues will start coming in, interest will start coming, and before you know it, power play will come in, and it's just be there for too long, which will not be good, because a lot of things will be affected presently. So many things, during the last governorship campaign, ordinarily homage should be paid to the throne of Alafin, all this, they couldn't have this because there's no Oba in Oyo, there's no in Ogbomoso, and it's just continuing like that. So families involved, the authorities should please wake up to their responsibilities, and let's have that Oba, let our culture, that's the reality, the glamorous Alafin
in Oyo should come back.
With the soul of late Alafin,
he really enjoyed
you see that reality, and you really want to be a prince or a king of Oyo Kingdom.
Another interesting story before we go to the issue of Sudan is the demolition going on in Lagos, and that's we talked about that last week,
yes,
Thursday and Friday. So it's making the news again. Mm-hmm. I recall that this week the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, visited Banana Island and a couple of places, and buildings that were going on without approval were being marked for demolition. And now the demolition have started.
I want to believe that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu maybe is one of the fans of this station listening to our regular, because these are part of what we discussed, that it's high time Lagos State government start matching action with words. That it should not just be about we are going to take this, we are doing this. No, anything you think, any building that is failing the integrity test, that is not taking approval, or that is violating the approval, because we've seen situations whereby a story building will be approved, and before you know it, they're taking it to 7, they're taking it to 8, without taking approval for the extension. So such action is very, very necessary. You should recall that after our last discussion here, there was another collapse around the Papa area in Lagos. Yes. Ongoing. In fact, that building was marked, and the building was sealed, and from reports within that area, the seal was open. The seal was open, and it's high time people should be brought to book. When will the state government? And that's why I want to toe the line of those agitating that. It's high time Lagos state government and all other governments should look for a very effective way of monitoring building construction. Don't just leave this to town planners. A lot of departments are involved in construction, and we are not looking at the structural engineer angle. We only all put everything on the table of town planner, town planner. The town planner is to plan. Their own is to make sure, okay, the road is well placed. You follow the road. You observe your setback. And what about the role of the technicality involved? The builders, the structural engineer, the architect. Even the architect is minimal to some extent. But the role of that structural engineer and the builders.
But the architect will give the columns and all
that. The design and everything. But when it comes to implementation, it's one thing for the architect to give you all this thing. Yes. It's another thing for you to get to site and do what you think.
A lot of
altering happening will happen, and you see that. But when the structural engineer and the builders are properly integrated, that's part of these two organizations, and I believe they have body. It's that time state government partner with them and then bring them into monitoring of construction and monitoring of this site, so that when they get there, they'll do their own site. Every other department will do their. Okay, town planner will come. Oh, the setback were properly observed. Oh, this is what we approved for them. Then the architect will, okay, these are what I specified for them. But the structure is okay. They are implementing it. The builder will say, oh, they are following the instructions and they are following.
And they don't really need to bribe anyone.
Then yes, it's high time, because the effect of this is beyond the building just collapsing. We talk about the life that may be involved. Thank God their papa was on public holiday. Yes. There was nobody on site, and that was, I want to believe.
In fact, for their papa, not the other one that happened at Banana. There was a truck that hit the building.
Yes.
This particular one, it was just a strike. You know, there was a thunder strike, and brought down a whole building.
Just imagine the quality of material used. Imagine the construction itself. You will see some building going up into story building, into numbers of stairs, and you just, even already not being, as a layman, you'll be questioning the size of the pillar and the kind of iron there. Will this sustain this kind of structure you are as a layman? Not to talk when professionals now come in. So it's high time. It's good Lagos is marching action with words, and they are doing that demolition. Don't mind what will the economic impact on the developer will be. Think about the life and other people. And you know, immediately any this collapse happen, surrounding buildings are usually affected.
Yes.
Because
the impact
of the building coming down will affect the base.
And the direct next building on the right
hand side
can even be affected.
So it's better to say a stitch, like Oyinbo will say, a stitch in time is save now.
Thank you so much, TikTok. Now let's go straight to Sudan. That's another interesting story that I know would catch your attention. Sudan conflict, student lament slow evacuation, federal government to pay $1.2 million.
You know, I'm like I told you, I have a stake in that, and I'm really following up, and I'm even communicating to some of them over there that we really need to show understanding, because if you are the type that broaden your scope, I'm familiar with that terrain anyway. I talk of from Egypt to Khartoum. It's over 50 hours journey. Oh. It's not like Lagos to Ibadan. So when people,
but the report is saying 19 hours.
Now that is from the one I'm talking about is from Khartoum to Cairo. Now they are not going to Cairo. There is an airport.
They are going to Egypt, where
they call that
peace
will be lifting them. That's somewhere around hour. They call that place. It's not far to that airport is not far to Sudan border. That's why they be having that short that, because Nigerian government really tried. Honestly, we should, when they are trying, we should appreciate them. Of all many other countries, even I was surprised. It's just that we Nigerians, we like condemning ours and not looking. Americans are still there. It's only their diplomats that they've just moved. And that is one thing. Nigeria is not, this Nigerian government is not now moving. We are not moving our own
Pakistan
diplomats.
had moved out its national.
This is
over 700.
Let me tell you, Abibola, let me tell you one thing.
The UK had moved out. I am telling you what I know very well.
Britons are still in Sudan.
Yes, I agree.
That are yet to be evacuated by the government. Some. Now, what really happened? Unlike Nigeria, the airspace to that country was not safe.
It's not safe, correct?
Up to now, it's not safe. Because even the America that came in with their warplane, there are reports that on their way return, they were attacked. Yeah. And it was just, they were safe because they brought in warplane that has that resistance that can, and Nigeria, we are not taking warplane. Now, you talk about Pakistan, you talk about some of these countries, the number of their nationals in Sudan cannot be. Nigeria and Sudan, it's just that they're not telling us. Nigeria have a very.
From record, we have 5,500, and I wonder how come we have.
Should I tell you that 5,500 is the student in Sudan is more than that.
But why the record is saying 5,500?
I've had someone saying I listened to a particular report that Nigeria is one of the highest national, aside from Sudanese, in people residing. Well, many people from the north, because many do go by road in those days. Even up to recently, people, if you get to Kano now, there is a direct bus from Kano to Sudan by road. So there's this inter-country trade. A lot of trade activities is going on in that area. So to tell you that it's just 5,000, even students. Like the one I know of a school that has over 1,000 students from Nigeria. Northern government sponsored a lot of their students to study in Sudan. At least we've seen an example of a particular former paramount ruler, its former CBN government, who also schooled. Even was in Sudan. They are going to school in Sudan. Many of them from that part, from the northern part, usually school in Sudan, they school in Cairo. They are there. So telling us is beyond that, we know that. And the challenges they are having now, many are complaining about the fund involved. I'm not holding brief for the Nigerian government, but we have to be factual and we have to be
sincere. Do you think that
there are challenges?
The evacuation is going on?
The speed is slow. The speed is slow.
Okay.
And the reason why it's being slow should be understood that at the war zone, see, they'll be traveling 9 hours, within
19 hours.
19 hours. Passing through different states of that country where there are crises, the security aspect of it. This is not a place where you think you can just drive down and you are going safely. We've seen a situation whereby people were going and they were attacked. In fact, the earliest set of Nigerians that were about to leave Sudan were trying to approach Ethiopia. They have to turn back because it wasn't safe anymore. Now, Nigerian government is looking at all these safety measures to ensure that, thank God, we are not having any casualty. It's better to take time and our wards are home safely than to rush into it and at the end of the day we record casualty. So the way it's going, the only area I'm having issue is the fact that the buses have been paid for. Why are they not making them available as another aspect of it? That is when the women
40 buses were paid.
They were paid for. The Nigerian government really tried in that. The funds were released on time.
In fact, immediately we didn't get 20 buses.
Should I tell you, as at yesterday,
what is the
I was calling video call trying to see what's happening. As at yesterday, the buses I saw on ground were not up to 10. But one thing they are doing now is the fact that they've divided them into states and region. So students from Southwest, all Southwest states, they are bringing them together. So either Southwest will be needing
so the air bus will just lift them to their region.
They will leave them from. They will move by road from Khartoum to Hawal or that Egyptian border. Then from there, Airpeace will lift them to Abuja. So getting to Abuja is not either the way they did during the days of Ukraine crisis. Maybe some will be taken by air back to Lagos, and from Lagos people can find their way. So let's just go. What is important now is let's keep praying for them. Let's keep praying for Sudan that the ceasefire continue, because we should not just think about our home. There are a lot of business, there are a lot of people in problem. So by the time the parties involved see reasons to ceasefire.
I read somebody yesterday that there was a ceasefire of about 72 hours.
Initially they agreed on a particular ceasefire during the festivity, but it was not properly followed. But later, America came in, they mediated, and they agreed on the ceasefire. And since then, that's the one that started on Tuesday. They've been seems that ceasefire, the one from Tuesday seems to be observed. Okay. And now surrounding countries are also coming in. Like I was told that the two parties have been invited to please come for a meeting in Southern Sudan. Yeah. If possible, it's being honored. If possible, it's being honored. Maybe the meeting may lead to another extension of the ceasefire. Though they've been calling for extension, and we hope that the people involved we abide by the ceasefire.
Now, this is saying that the evacuation priority is being given to children and women. Yeah. From the reports you got from
children, women, and students.
From the report that you got from Sudan, is that being followed?
Yes, it's part of. In fact, like as at yesterday, they've loaded some students are already in the bus.
750 students made it out of Sudan yesterday from the report that we have.
They are using Marco Polo buses. And it seems an average Marco Polo will take, is it up to 100? I'm not sure. Okay. I don't think it's up to 100, an average Marco Polo. So that means.
And you said you saw about 10 buses.
That from
the video call. So that could be possible.
Yeah, yes.
That could be possible. Well, let's move on to some other issues here. Adama supplementary report, Binani withdraws a suit against INEC as Feeling Rec allegedly writes Commission insists APC won the exercise. I thought that the rec was declared missing. How come he wrote INEC again?
No, it's possible for you to write from your
from your INEC. Yes. Interesting.
You can send text message, you can send WhatsApp message, you can send mail from nowhere, and can still be in hiding. But that is not the good side of that story is the fact that Binani is withdrawing. That's the way to go, because what she was telling INEC to do then was to make sure that our earlier announcement should be maintained, and that we've seen the supplementary election completed, and INEC later gave the figure. Even as at the time, the figure released at the time she was initially announced as the winner. Victory was leading, going by the obvious.
But when she was to be declared, no figures was put in place.
But when she was to be declared, and before that day, as a Saturday,
but the counting, as a
Saturday,
Victory was leading.
As a Saturday evening, with the initial 10 local governments announced before the adjournment to the next day by 11, Victory was leading.
Yes.
Only for this Udu man to come on around 9 o'clock
the morning of Sunday,
and he wasn't giving any figure. He just said APC is having their highest vote. Who does that? And I really give it to that party that they weren't celebrating that kind of a victory. So Binani withdrawing that case, I think, is the way to go, and it's better they go to tribunal.
They were not celebrating at the national level, if you may say, but Victory went ahead to give Binani went ahead to give an acceptance speech on his national team.
It's an orchestrated script, the way it went, because you see that everything was just spontaneous. Immediately we do make the announcement, the next thing we see people jubilating, the next thing we see. So it's well planned. It was well planned. But thank God, INEC was able to save its face, because there were a lot of agitation, and that would have been another disaster if that had hold. And we thank God that INEC was able to promptly react, and the expected writing was done, and now we are moving to.
Let us go on this commercial break, and then when we come back, Black Coffee continues. Let's go into the principal house.
In the city, we are India.
Can you use this
Outside 1957 FM. Vintage. 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 On 93.7 FM. Feel yourself entertainment. Pointed Parade. On Bias News Reportage. Welcome to the news of Vintage 93.7 FM. These top stories. Stay connected with Vintage 93.7. Is the reader on? It's better be on. 93.7 FM Vintage. Radio, just the way you want it. Vintage. 93.7 FM Vintage. Radio, just the way you want it.
Welcome back from that short break. Still Black Coffee on Vintage 93.7 FM Ibadan. In case you want to be part of the conversation, please call 070-4700-937. I take the number again, 070-4700-937 to share your opinion and thoughts on the headlines on the papers this morning. Let's go ahead. Again, Tinubu meets APC National Working Committee, National Assembly members over 10th legislature leadership, and then you have ex-lawmakers warning against interference of principal officer. Maybe because of their past experience, they are giving that advice.
Yes, it's part of their responsibility to give advice. Being a former parliamentarian, have been there before, and to really know what it's required. But notwithstanding, we've seen a situation whereby in this country, a particular president-elect stood aloof from the selection, or let me say, activities of
you can mention
the process of
our president.
Yes, in the days of Bukola Saraki, and we saw how someone has to sleep overnight in his car at the garage, at the end of the day, he emerged. And we saw the consequence. We see kind of a lot of issues between the National Assembly and the presidency there. But immediately this was, a lot of people have criticized this Ninth Assembly as being proper stamp. But notwithstanding, they really achieved a lot. I've been monitoring they were able to pass about 40-something bills to law, and with over 30 being concurrently passed at state level, which is unprecedented because, and they were able to help the federal government, the executive, to achieve a lot of projects. We've seen completion of Second Niger Bridge, we've seen the speed of work on Lagos-Ibadan Express, and many like that across the country. If there was no such synergy within the National Assembly and the president, the executive, there may be a lot of bottleneck. Yes, they have their area of lapses, whereas we've seen situation by people expected them to take action and they are not doing as expected. But at times, Yoruba will say, "Nǹkan tí àgbàlagbà rí tójú ẹ̀ fi jìn, tójú ọmọ kékeré bá rí." And again, you being at that position at times, we just talk as observer from the rear. Many things, a lot of things go inside there that are beyond our own personal comprehension, but we just assume it should be this way, it should be that way. But really, power play and a lot of things really do happen. But in this 10th assembly, the characters involved and the president-elect being let me say, a strategist himself and a politician that really understands the intricacies and the dynamics involved in having National Assembly, a well-coordinated National Assembly. I'm very sure this president-elect will not leave any stone unturned. So, talking about interference, he will really be interested in who becomes the Senate president, because Speaker and the Speaker
and other principals
the issue of principal officers may not be
in both the Green House and the Red House.
Those two heads are very, very important, because irrespective of anything, once you lose the National Assembly, either we like it, it's just factual that once you lose the National Assembly, there will be a lot of issues, because so many things will not easily go, and it may affect the performance of that government, which we saw during the first 4 years of President Muhammadu Buhari. There are a lot of things that were delayed, though it will look good to people, but really, in the real sense of it, suffer. So, if there is synergy, a very harmonious relationship between the National Assembly and the executive, and we will see the development, and the government will, the masses. You see, this Ninth Assembly were able to pass a long-term petroleum industrial bill that all of them couldn't even pass. We have a show by during the 8th Assembly, there were issue of some funds that were started to be used on some capital projects where the National Assembly was going against the executive, and that such funds should be used for some other things. And what we've seen whereby during this 9th Assembly, a lot of projects were properly done, and there is development, and the masses are the one enjoying this. And that is why it's very important. I'm sure Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu
knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Now on the page of the Daily Trust this morning, we have National Dynamics vote delivery to determine NAS leadership.
Yeah,
do you think they'll be voting?
We've seen APC made mention immediately as Ashwaji came in. There's this in the news where there are 3 key points. They talk about your local base of the candidates involved, the vote delivery in terms of what they were able to deliver for the party during the election, and then the role of their religion. Because already we have Muslim as president. So now it should be morally right that the Christian side should be given consideration in who will be the number three man in the country,
and number 4.
And we've seen now we're talking about
and then the regions.
The issue of zoning is also coming to play, where we've seen people agitating from southeast saying it's their turn, that they should be given fair share. And we've also seen candidates coming from, we've seen Ozin as well, Senator Ozin as well,
Southeast.
Southeast, and Senator former governor of Abia State, Oji Uzokali, who's also coming from Southeast. 2 candidates from Southeast. We've seen Akpabio coming from South, talking about that. He is talking from the angle that if you are saying the Igbos should be given consideration, that in terms of vote delivery, he was able to deliver, and is the most ranking from Southeast. And unfortunately, because it's taking so much now, we see people from the Northwest also coming in, that they gave the party the road to victory, that is high time that they should be considered. And in terms of speakership, we've seen people also coming from North Central. So this, as it's going, the party has a role to play by making their decision on time, either by zoning or making whatever stand they want to take. The earlier the better, so that by the time after the inauguration of Mr. President, then the formation of the new National Assembly by June or thereabout will go smoothly. But I hope the party gets it right, because the better they get it, the good for the country.
Yes, the good for the country. Well, interesting times are here. Mr. Project is in the news again.
Yeah.
The governor of River State.
Infrastructure.
Yes, Mr. Infrastructure is to commission some courts and then flyovers.
Yes.
He's saying that the president-elect will be doing that.
Yeah. That will be the first outing of the president, the first official outing of the president-elect. And I think,
but it's not the president, because there are insinuations, I read somewhere yesterday, that some governors-elect are already behaving like a sitting governor.
Yes.
Will it not be that the president-elect is also being made, I'm not saying he is behaving, but being made to act like the president?
Because he wants to go and commission a project?
Just saying.
Yeah, but it's not the only way, it's not the first person to. As a governor, you have the prerogative to. You can be invited tomorrow to come and commission a project. So it's not just. It's inviting Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and by his position as president-elect, he's qualified. By his position as the former governor, he's qualified. So we shouldn't read meaning to that. And I think it's just already as we move. Like we had in news that now at the defense house. So that means
I saw it in a couple of videos.
So that means he's on his way to the throne. So
and that's where he's going to be till May
29. So for security and other reasons. So giving him that opportunity, we've seen commission project in River State. We've seen governors from APC invited over to come and commission. We've seen governors from PDP. So it's at the prerogative of the governor. The governor of the state to invite who is so desired. We've seen a show by the former governor of that state, Chief Odili was invited to also commission projects which he has done in the past. So people shouldn't read meaning or tag that as he has started already. Either we like it or not. Like someone said yesterday, that the volume of visitors that will be visiting the villa now will be lower compared to those that will be visiting the defense house. So because that's the future, that's the way to go. Everybody wants to align with the future now. So
like it was in the news last week.
And unfortunately, our president presently is even saying that he's tired. He's that he can't even wait
ready to go.
He can't wait to be at. So going to such a person now is that someone that is not even ready to listen to you. So nobody will want to go to the person that will at the future now. If nothing changes by May 29, the man will be sworn in.
Hopefully,
he will become the president.
Naira scarcity hits FCT as residents cry out.
I don't know.
If Abuja people are crying out, what should we do?
Is it old note?
No, it's actually saying scarcity of new notes hits FCT residents cry out.
They shouldn't worry now. They should go for old notes if they are not seeing the new one. Like here in Oyo State, I don't know the last time I set my
I had 200 naira new note yesterday.
After a long while.
I can't remember the last time I saw any new 1,000 naira note. So I got some money from somewhere in the office here. It was a lump sum in thousands. It was 200 naira old note.
The green note.
The old note.
The green one.
Yes. It was in thousands.
Just imagine.
And I'm like, where did you even get this?
So let's concentrate on.
I think we have a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Oh, okay.
So it's like if the people of Abuja, if it is about the new Naira note scarcity, they should please do away with that.
How they are thinking. Okay, hello, good morning. Hello, good. Can you turn down the radio, your radio set? Turn down your radio set. Can you please turn down your radio set? I can hear myself now. Hello? Okay. Please, when you want to call in, please turn down your radio set. So, we have about a minute or two to go.
So, my advice for people of Abuja is if the issue is about the new Naira note, they should please go for the
whatever they have
and they enjoy it.
As long as it's not
so they should just transact with the old.
Okay, let us pick this call and then that will be the only call and then we'll go. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, please quickly. Yes, go ahead.
International community will support and all ordinary diplomatic efforts to bring this war to an end. Things are very good. And on the other many approach, especially military parties given by through very radicals. The whole commitment and completion of construction, innovation, and the modern progress.
Thank you. Thank you, Ademola. We have to let you go. Thank you, Ademola. We have to let you go now, please. We have to let you go. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, people, for listening to us on Black Coffee this morning. Tomorrow is another day, and that will be the last edition tomorrow for the week. Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be here. Tintope will be here. My name is Abimbola Adebayo. Please enjoy the rest of your day.
Check us out on RadioTV.
Okay.
On 99.7 FM.
rising of the sun in the east to its setting in the west. We are unchanged, unparalleled, vintage, 93.7 FM.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa jùmọ̀ ká gbé lárugẹ, àrà ò gbọ́dọ̀ kú sí wa nínú. Ògo ilẹ̀ yìí ò gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́, àjogúnbá wa ò ogún ìlú wa ni. Bí a bá sọ nípa rédíò àtàtà, ojúlówó alára àgbàríga, rédíò tó ń gbàṣà tí ìṣẹ̀dá, vintage 93.7 FM, àwa làgbà ó àwa ní bàbá. Awali Baba, vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo Okale Bí a bá ń sọ nípa rédíò àtàtà, ojúlówó alára àgbàríga, rédíò tó ń gbàṣà tí ìṣẹ̀dá, vintage 93.7 FM. Àwa làgbà ó, àwa ní bàbá. Awali Baba, vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo Okale Tako.
Awali vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo Okale Tako fún gbogbo ìjọba.
Vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo.
Kódà sí wà ń bẹ̀. Wọ́n gbé níta ẹ̀ ó wà ń tàdà. Òṣèré. Nígbà àwọn pínlẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀pọ̀ fún ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olóòwò àwọn
Vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo Okale Tako. Tapolowo jakaje kóńgájẹ. Tapolowo jakaje kóńgájẹ. Vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo Okale Tako. Bí a bá ń sọ nípa rédíò àtàtà, ojúlówó alára àgbàríga, rédíò tó ń gbàṣà tí ìṣẹ̀dá, vintage 93.7 FM. Àwa làgbà ó, àwa ní bàbá. Àwa ní bàbá. Àwa ní bàbá. Vintage 93.7 FM. Oyo Okale Tako.
Iye fílà ní àwọn Oh my God! Ilé ìgbìmọ̀ tó bá ìyá mi láti ṣe ìgbẹ́gbẹ́dẹ́ sí ọ̀rọ̀ àti ẹ̀kọ́ bẹ̀. Yóò náà àdá asílámù yẹn kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀. Níyẹn ní gbọ́, kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́kànlá ni wọ́n tó ń ṣàpèjì ẹ̀ ní. Àní kò gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Irú ẹkún wo gangan ló ń jà ọ́ ná? Ṣèwádìí ogun tó ń jà ọ́. Àbí dáńsọ òye gbèrè gángan irú ogun wo ló ń jà ọ́? Àní kò ṣèwádìí ogun tó ń jà ọ́.
kó o sì fi ré ogun tó ń jà ọ́ kó o fi ré ṣé irú ogun Arsenal ló ń jà ọ́ ni àbí irú ogun Chelsea ṣèwádìí ogun tó ń jà ọ́ fi ré níwájú Olúwa sọ pé ò fẹ́ irú ogun bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ nínú ayé rẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi ogun ló ń ja ẹ̀dá láyé irú ogun Arsenal wà irú ogun Chelsea òun náà sì wà pẹ̀lú ogun Arsenal òun ni kéèyàn fẹ́ ṣe oríire tàbí kókù díẹ̀ kóríire ó tó òyàn lọ́wọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀bà dé àwọn ọ̀gá wà kórajọ wọ́n mọ bá sí ẹ̀yẹ̀ jẹ́ yóò wá máa làkàkà yóò mọ ṣọ́ọ̀bù láti gba oríire ọ̀hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn akẹgbẹ́ ọmọ sí nírọ̀rùn ẹ̀wọ̀n Manchester City ó ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ó ń ṣe kò ní làálàá oríire táwọn Manchester City ń ṣe tí ò ní làálàá oríire táwọn Real Madrid ń ṣe tí ò ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù nínú ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yẹ ilé ìyẹn ìlú ẹgbẹ́ tẹ́lọ́sì táwọn Real Madrid ti gbà oríire nù. Irú orin bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kó o béèrè fún. Má béèrè lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run wípé oore tó mọ ṣọ́ọ̀bù oore ńlá ni oore tí ò ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù nínú ni kó o béèrè fún. Irú ogun Chelsea ẹ ti gbọ́ ti Arsenal irú ogun Chelsea kéèyàn náwó kọ́mọ́ yọ kéèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ kó fi kówó jọ kó sì fi ṣòwò òwò tó ṣe ọ̀hún kó sì forí sánmọ́ kí gbèsè ó wá mọ́ gorí gbèsè ogun burúkú ni tàkà rẹ̀ dànù ogun tí ò dáa ni tàkà rẹ̀ dànù owó mélòó ni pẹ̀lú agbábọ́ọ̀lù Brighton owó mélòó wọn ní ní sáà yìí kí wọ́n tó yẹ̀yẹ́ Chelsea mọ́lé lánàá owó mélòó làwọn Wolves ná kí wọ́n tó na Chelsea àwọn kílọ̀bù kéékèèké nílẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì tí wọn ò ná ìdajì owó èyí tí Chelsea náà ni wọ́n ń soríire báyìí o wọ́n ń soríire táwọn Chelsea àwọn Chelsea tí wọ́n ná bítíbitì owó ní sáà yìí wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí trọ́bù lówùúrọ̀ kùtùkùtù òní. Òwúrọ̀ kùtùkùtù àárọ̀ tòní gangan ṣe é ti gbọ́ ìròyìn tá a gbọ́ ni wípé wọ́n fi ìròyìn tó wá létí o wípé wọ́n rí àwọn Arsenal àtàwọn Chelsea nínú odò àṣejìrẹ́ ṣé ẹ̀kọ́ odò àṣejìrẹ́ ti ń bẹ níbàdàn àwọn kílọ̀bù méjèèjì wọ́n ṣubú lórí ara wọn nínú odò àṣejìrẹ́ wọ́n wá wú gẹ̀rẹ́gẹ̀rẹ́gẹ̀ síbẹ̀ tani òkú Chelsea àti Arsenal kúrò nínú odò àṣejìrẹ́ o. Ẹgbẹ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gan-an àwọn kílọ̀bù tó dókọ tó ní kìmí nílùú London wọn ò ju mẹ́ta lọ Chelsea ẹsẹ̀ yẹn lílí Arsenal ó di méjì Tottenham ní kẹta àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yìí ní nǹkan ṣe ní sáà tá a wà yìí ṣé ti ẹ̀ ráwọn Chelsea ogun tó di àwọn ó kọjá àgbàkọ́ wọn tí wọ́n bá pín Chelsea sí méjì kí àwọn méjèèjì ó kojú ara wọn Chelsea ó tún na Chelsea fún ogun burúkú ni àbí dáhùnsá òye kí wọ́n dì báyìí àwọn Chelsea méjì bẹ́ẹ̀ kojú ara wọn wọ́n tún yọra wọn ogun burúkú ló ń jẹ Chelsea sẹ́ẹ̀rẹ́ àwọn Arsenal bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé ife bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé sínú yàrá wọn kẹ́ẹ̀ gbé ife kẹ́ẹ̀ gbé sórí tábìlì wọn pípẹ́ ife ẹ̀yẹ yìí ó kó mọ̀ wà nínú yàrá yìí. Ife ẹ̀yẹ yìí kó máa wà nínú ilé yìí gangan ẹ máa wò ó. Ife ẹ̀yẹ yẹn yóò padà jábọ́ fọ́ ni o. Ife ẹ̀yẹ yẹn yóò padà jábọ́ fún yẹ́gáyẹ́gá. Ogun burúkú ni. Ogun sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Takara dànù, eruku jẹ́jẹ́ kó máa gbé aláwọ̀ ọ̀tá ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. Akábi káwùlà kó kábi kúrò lórí yín. Ogun burúkú ni. Ogun náà fúráàbù kó o tó sorí re takara dànù. Orí mi kọ́, ìṣẹ̀dá mi kọ́, sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó o bá ti náà wọn á ṣẹ̀dá, sọ fún wọn wípé ogun tó ń jà wọ́n, kọ́lọ́ ọba mi kọ́ bá tètè mú kú òpẹ́. Ogun náà fúráàbù kó o tó sorí re. Ọlọ́run ọba mi mo kọ́ o, mo kọ́ o, orí mi kọ́ o, ìṣẹ̀dá mi kọ́ o. Lọ́nà Manchester City, wọ́n tún gẹ̀ẹ́sì wọn Gálílì bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń gẹ̀ẹ́sì àwọn Arsenal. Àràmọ̀dà ni wọ́n tún fi gbẹ̀ ẹ́ lọ́nà o. Ta ni alágbára tó ń yọ ayé mi lẹ́nu ọlọ́run ọba mi dákun bá mi wáṣẹ́ fún? Ta ni ó máa jẹ gàba lé lórí ọlọ́run ọba mi dákun bá mi gbà á kúrò bá mi gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀? Àwọn Manchester City ní jọba lórí àwọn Arsenal. Orí mi kọ́, ìṣẹ̀dá mi kọ́. Olúwa sọ mí dòmìnira. Olúwa dákun fún mi ní freedom lọ́wọ́ àwọn amọ́niṣẹ́ ní apàìmọ́niṣẹ́ ní àṣẹnudọ́gba ní dárò, àṣẹnudọ́gba ní kánò. Olúwa dákun fún mi ní freedom. Olúwa fún mi ní liberty lọ́wọ́ ẹ tí ó mọ̀ fìyà jẹ mí. Ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ jẹ rí mọ́. Gba agbára lọ́wọ́ àfìyà jẹ mí. Gba agbára lọ́wọ́ alágbára tọ́lọ́wọ́ òfin lágbára tó ń lágbára lórí mi. Manchester City lọ́lọ́wọ́ òfin lágbára tí ń lu agbára lórí Arsenal. Wàhálà rèé o, ó ṣẹlẹ̀ lánàá o. Lánàá, ìdíje Áfíríkà wáyé jákèjádò lẹ́wà Nàìjíríà. Shooting Stars wọ́n rògbòdò lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ adánigbòǹgbò. Ìpàdé agbábọ́ọ̀lù adánigbòǹgbò láti ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo. Ibẹ̀ làwọn Shooting Stars ti rògbò jágbà lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọ́n sì rògbò ń lò. Àwọn olólùfẹ́ Sheffield United wọ́n tó dàbí ní yòrò fún bí wọ́n ṣe ní ọjọ́ sí ìdíje Premier League Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ ní àkàtà àwọn Sheffield United wọ́n ti pẹ̀lú Burnley ní ẹyọ sí Premier League. Ó yẹ ẹ̀jẹ̀ sáré fún yín tán. Ẹ ti mọ̀ pé àwọn information kan máa ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ Ṣọlá Ayégbadẹ́gẹ́. Àwọn information tẹ́ ẹ̀ sanwó fún ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń gbé ayé tán. Ẹni rárá Atlantic yìí tàṣẹ pípẹ́ gbé agbábọ́ọ̀lù Manchester City ni. Ó mọ̀ tó ti fi tán balẹ̀. Agbábọ́ọ̀lù tó mi àwọn jù nínú díje dígí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ sí sáyìí. Nínú ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ 38 matches. Ẹni rárá ó mọ̀ tí mi àwọn tó lọ bí 33 goals. 38 matches, 33 goals. Miguel Arteta olùkọ́ni Arsenal ó ti fọ́ọ̀mù sókè sẹ́gbọ́n ti wí. Ó ní bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn Manchester City wọ́n ti gbé súnmọ́ àwọn pẹ́kípẹ́kí. Wọ́n ní síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ àwọn òní sọ̀rọ̀ ìtìnà. Òǹdọ́gbà wo ní kálukú ni kọ́ máa fẹ́ ní ara ìsọ̀. Àwọn oníṣọ́kúsọ Miguel Arteta ń bínú sọ̀rọ̀. Miguel Arteta ń bínú sọ̀rọ̀. Ògúnlùdó ọ̀rọ̀ ní sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ tún pọ̀ yìí wò, ẹ jẹ́ kájọ wò ó. Àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù tí mo fẹ́ dákọ̀ yìí, ẹ jẹ́ kájọ fojú inú wò ó. Mo fẹ́ mú information jáde gbẹ̀mí. Information tí mo fẹ́ mú jáde gbẹ̀. Ó máa ṣe ilé àǹfààní ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn. Ẹni Haaland, Mohamed Salah, Alan Shearer, Cristiano Ronaldo àti Luis Suarez. Ṣé ẹ ráwọn tí mo dákọ̀ yìí? Wọ́n fìtàn balẹ̀ nínú líìgì ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Bọ́mọdé ò bá bàtọ̀ ọmọ yìí láti bá àrọ́bá rẹ̀ gbọ́gbà àtúnni. Ṣọlá Ayégbadẹ́gẹ́ mo ti sọ fún wọn tipẹ́tipẹ́ wípé wọ́n kàn ń bọ́ ẹ̀ ájàlẹ̀ sẹ̀kó lóní sẹ́rẹ́. Irú ìtàwọn làwọn wọ̀nyí fi balẹ̀. Àwọn wọ̀nyí fi tàn balẹ̀ nínú ìdíje Premier League ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé báyìí. Sẹ́ẹ̀rì Luis Suarez lọ́dún 2013-2014 season. 2013-2014 ẹ̀rọ wò wá Luis Suarez ó lákọ̀ọ́lé góòlù tó jẹ́ pé olómi àwọn òbí sáyé. Olómi àwọn òbí sáyé 2013-2014 31 goals. Òní Luis Suarez ní nínú ìdíje Premier League ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Nígbà ní ọdún àmì ẹ̀yẹ tó mi àwọn kò nínú ìdíje líìgì ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì lọ́dún 2017-2018 Mohammed Salah òun náà lákọọ́lẹ̀ góòlù gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó mi àwọn kò nínú ìdíje líìgì ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì góòlù tó nígbà yẹn 32 goals ní góòlù 32 goals nínú ìdíje EPL ẹ wá wọ ọdún yìí. Màá sọ fún yín pé àwọn information èyí tẹ́ ẹ nílò ọwọ́ mi ló wà ẹ̀bà. Ẹ̀wọ̀n ni Holland nínú àwọn tó mi àwọn ọ̀dùn nínú ìdíje EPL tẹ́ ẹ ti gbọ́ ọkọ̀ wọn wọ̀nyí ẹ mọ̀ fi wọn wé ti ẹni Holland torí pé ìlà jìnnà síbẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n ti lu Suarez ẹ̀wọ̀n ti Mohammed Salah lè gbé wọn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ara wọn ẹ̀wọ̀n ti Cristiano Ronaldo 31 goals ó ní Cristiano Ronaldo ní 2007-2008 season ẹ lọ wò wá 2007-2008 Cristiano Ronaldo ló fi àwọn ọ̀dùn nínú ìdíje EPL ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Sẹ́wọ́lẹ̀ ẹni Mẹ́lánì ó wá ti là wọ́n ó ti gba àkọsílẹ̀ gbogbo wọn jẹ́ 2022-2023 season 33 goals lọ́mọ ìdíje lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìdíje líìgì tí ìparí. Àwọn information tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ àìdí ìgbọ́ ọ̀gbọ̀n láàárọ̀ yìí ẹ tún máa gbẹ́dùn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ́nu mi. Vintage 93.7 FM lẹ́ ń gbọ́. Ìròyìn eré ìdárayá vintage lẹ́ ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú olólùfẹ́ ẹ̀yìn Ṣọlá Ayébájẹ́jẹ́ ayé tó gba sípọ̀tì. Àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ Chelsea kí ló dé kí ni wọ́n wí? Mò ń bọ̀ wọn ò tí ì dé. Sáré. Pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí ń bẹ́lẹ̀ yìí, ìyẹn fún gbẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù Manchester City. Ọdún 2023 tí ẹni Arnold tó ní 33 goals. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sáà yóò tí ì tàn án. Àwọn olólùfẹ́ Manchester City wọ́n ti wá ní gbogbo nǹkan làwọn máa gbà sáà yìí. Àtẹ́tọ́bí àwọn ọdún ní o, àti díje bí ẹni o, UEFA Champions League ní o, FA Cup ní o, gbogbo ẹ̀ ó di ṣọ̀kì ní ètò háàlì. Orí ẹdún gbọ́ ìròyìn eléyìí. Wọ́n mọ̀ ti forúkọ Pelé, ògbóǹkangí agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọmọlẹ̀ Brazil. Pelé, wọ́n ti fi orúkọ rẹ̀ sínú dictionary tí gbogbo ìlú ọmọ wò ìyẹn òyìnbó tó bá rú ọ lójú. Tàbí tó bá sọ èbó tó bá mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ká lọ gbé ìwé kan wá tí wọ́n pè dictionary. Ibẹ̀ láti ṣe àwárí òyìnbó ọ̀hún. Ṣé ẹ wá ní dictionary yìí? Wọ́n ti forúkọ Pelé síbẹ̀. Mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan wípé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ Chelsea wọ́n ní irú sáwọn gangan ní Frank Lampard ń bá wọn ṣe ní Chelsea. Wọ́n ń bèrè wọ́n lè kọ́ ni mo máa dáhùn. Ó ní bí ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ márùn-ún láì já ní olúborí. Frank Lampard ìwọ ló gbọ́n jù. Ṣé bá ń sọ pé ọ̀gbọ́n Frank Lampard ní jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? Ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ márùn-ún láì fìdí rẹ ni. Ẹja pè ní ọ̀gbọ́n ká mọ̀ pé ní ìdàkejì. Òye ẹgbẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìròyìn mi látẹ̀sẹ̀ gbogbo tó kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tèmi ní ẹlẹ́yẹlẹ́. Ẹ̀yin ti márùwá, ní sinmi, ní siwà. Gbogbo owó tẹ́ ẹ bá pa ẹ ti ṣe nǹkan rẹ̀ ni. Tẹ́ ẹ bá tẹ́lẹ̀yẹlé fún wọn tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, wọ́n ti yí òkè lálálá. Vintage 93.7 FM ni wọ́n gbọ́. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n kẹ̀kẹ́ márùwá àti gbogbo àwọn onímẹ́kà tó wà mẹ́. Vintage ni wọ́n ń ṣe yìí. Ntẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń ṣe ìlágbára náà àṣeyìí rẹ̀ ṣe ń bẹ̀. Ó yẹ kó kí àwọn tèmi ní mọ́kànlá bákan náà. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbé ti dídé. Agbára náà ẹ̀yin tó gun pa. Ẹ̀yin tó gun pa. Ìṣọ́ oníbàtà ló gun pa. Ẹ̀yin ti bí nìkan. Gbogbo yín ni mo kí ní gbogbo ẹ̀yin ti. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọjà tí ń fẹ́ ló gun pa pátápátá àgbẹ̀ni ni gbogbo yín mo kí o. Ìfẹ́lẹ́yẹ market gbogbo yín mo kí sẹ́ẹ̀. Gbogbo wọn ti yí òkè lálálá bí tèmi ni wọ́n ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. èmi náà ò dẹ̀ ní tẹ̀tì mi ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́tì yìí ó di ẹ wá jẹ́ kí n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìròyìn mi látẹ̀sẹ̀ kòkó sáré gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ti gbọ́ sẹ́yìn ìyẹn wọ́n pè ní èrèfé ìròyìn ní ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kẹ́tẹ́pẹ́ ìròyìn ní gangan ẹgbẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látẹ̀sẹ̀ kòkó ìdíje fífà líìgì tó máa ń wáyé ní pápá àṣírí Olúbàdàn ibẹ̀ gangan máa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ fífà líìgì sẹ́rí lónìí ìgbàgbé agbábọ́ọ̀lù Marvelous FC yóò máa mú nǹkan lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú pẹ̀lú agbábọ́ọ̀lù Ìbàdàn City aago 2 ọ̀sán ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ yẹn máa wáyé o Sọ́kà Ambassador àti Police Party wọ́n jọ máa bèrè láńsẹ̀sì lọ́wọ́ ara wọn Sọ́kà Ambassador ó máa bèrè láńsẹ̀sì lọ́wọ́ pólíìsì àwọn Police Party náà máa bèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn Sọ́kà Ambassador láti ẹ̀sẹ̀ yìí dà òní ni wọ́n máa bèrè yẹn láago 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́ ní pápá àṣírí Olúbàdàn òye gbọ́ mi dáadáa tá a lọ tá àdúgbò yìí tàbí tá a lọ tá nínú ọjà yìí tá a lọ tá àdúgbò tá a bá ń sọ nípa dúrọ́ọ̀tì àti ayò ọlọ́gbọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ olólùfẹ́ dúrọ́ọ̀tì ní títa àwọn tó máa ń ta dúrọ́ọ̀tì wọ́n máa ń ta nínú ọjà náà ìyẹn tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ máa rẹ jú bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń ta ládùúgbò ìyẹn dúrọ́ọ̀tì àsìkò ti tó báyìí tẹ́ ẹ máa mọ ọ̀tá àdúgbò onítùkùtù onílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn afẹ́ dé àwọn ọ̀tá mọ̀ tá lọ̀tá àdúgbò rẹ̀ tá lọ̀tá ayé nínú ọjà ẹ̀yìn ti géètì tá ló mọ dúrọ́ọ̀tì tàbí ṣẹ́níṣọ́ oní táyà ní àbíṣọ́ onírin àbíṣọ́ oní máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tá lọ̀tá aládùúgbò oníbẹ̀ àsìkò ti tó tẹ́ ẹ máa mọ ọ̀tá aládùúgbò onítùkùtù wà ní lẹ́lẹ́yẹlẹ́ ìgbà spọ́ọ̀tì adébẹ̀ lánàá abèrè tá lọ̀tá aládùúgbò wọn níbi tó ti ń ta dúrọ́ọ̀tì wọ́n ní àwọn mẹ́ta ló máa ń sábà jà sí olórí mẹ́gbẹ́ nínú àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yìí a máa mú ẹnìkan níta àwa sọ ni pé a fẹ́ mọ ọ̀tá láàrin àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta káwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ẹgbẹ́ wọn síra wọn o kábílẹ̀ mọ ọ̀tá àdúgbò ẹlẹ́yẹlé wọ́n dẹ̀ ti máa mú ọjọ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run wọ́n mú ọjọ́ káwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta wọ́n jókòó wọ́n dẹ̀ bá mọ tó mọ ọ̀tá tó mọ dírafì àtayọ̀ ọlọ́gbọ́n àti mọ ọ̀tá àdúgbò adé ìdílé ìyẹn lábẹ́ ìgbé àánú àwọn tàbí ìgbé lábẹ́ ìgbé àánú ní rígbò adẹ̀ tí mo ti Adámọ̀sígbà stadium 2 minutes ní mo ń bọ̀ tí n bá tọ́jú ọjà dé àtúmọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú ẹ̀ kó o kalẹ̀.
Vintage 93.7 FM. Oyan, ó kálẹ̀ pàtó sẹ́.
Bọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ àti pẹ́sí nípa mi ṣiṣẹ́ láàárọ̀. Wọ́n ṣe kí ní fúdà, ó ti ka agbẹ́mọ̀tìlù ẹ̀yẹ tó ní wa. Ó ti mú ilé ẹ̀yẹ tó lè ṣe pàápàá àgbàdo dájú ṣẹ́kú dárúkọ tẹ̀lẹ́kùn yẹn ló dájú ṣẹ́kù. Àwọn aláàbò pé èlò kan tẹ̀lé sí sílẹ̀ tó ń bá bò.